Hello, I'm the official name raider. Reddit. My job is to look over the first page of Google, review the nicknames provided by the internet, and then give my recommendations at the end. And apparently also question the Google search bar for its word prediction because God fucking forbid I can't just leave it as it is and it's gotta be like, hey, you want to add another word? No, I don't. Chill. I'll acknowledge Obsidian, I guess. Do I think it fits Tyranitar? Not really, but we've seen this nickname in the past, and I've acknowledged it and be like, yeah, it's fine, I guess, it's passable, so I'm gonna say something here and move on. Alright, so this is gonna sound really dumb, and I guarantee you, like, none of you guys are gonna get this, but I just now noticed that Drax is the name of both a James Bond villain and the Guardians of the Galaxy guy. I never thought about it before, and I just checked my little list of nicknames, and I'm like, I do have that on there twice. Because Batista, and then Hugo Drax. And I never even, pieced that together. Drax is the bad guy in Moonraker, I think I already said that. If you wanted to go the Guardians of the Galaxy route, I think maybe a fighting type might be a much better idea than Tyranitar. And then as far as the Moonraker route, I haven't found anybody that I think Hugo Drax would fit. So that's kind of a funny thing I just now noticed. Quake I don't really think is that interesting of a nickname, personally. You could kind of argue the point right there is Earthquake, but I'm also thinking Quake the game and just, it's half the name of Earthquake and I just don't think it's that interesting. I'm not entirely surprised that I found this, but this was my idea. I didn't get it from anyone, I just thought of it myself because he's big, he's green, and his name ends in Tar. So yes, Reptar based off the dinosaur from Rugrats. It just hit me, and that was kind of one of the very first nicknames I came up with myself and started thinking of, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I bet people will like it and think it's cool. It's probably very common. I've never looked up Tyranitar nicknames before, so we're going to find out how annoying my first idea was. I don't necessarily know if I, agree with calling him the Rock. I understand the logic. He's a big rock boy. But that is a very strange nickname to consider. Also, I miss when he used to be called the Rock in, cinematic previews and stuff. I don't like... No offense to the guy, but I think the Rock is a much more appealing name than Dwayne Johnson. Also, there's people out there that don't know that the Rock is a wrestler. I think that's crazy, too. Tombstone's not a bad name. I don't really know if I'd say it fits. I mean, I guess you could say it fits Tyranitar because of the dark typing. My first instinct goes to Ghost, but you could argue your way around it if you wanted to. If you want it, go for it. I don't really care. Armageddon, we've seen this in previous episodes before. Bayonetta, Binding of Isaac style. It's a simple word, has a meaning. You could throw it onto anyone and it'll sound good. Except for maybe Clefable, but just an idea. Wrath, literally the same thing. If there's ever a grape Pokemon, this will be perfect for it. Sahara, I understand because Sandstream ability, and Sahara is going to be one we're going to see a bunch for Cacturne and probably Maractus. Personally, I just think it's super cliche, mostly on them and not on Tyranitar, but regardless, I've said location-based nicknames are fine. You want to call it Paris or Detroit or whatever, go crazy. But the idea of seeing Sahara 50 billion times on cactuses because Sahara is the most well-known desert just feels kind of boring to me. So I have no interest in it. The internet has ruined it for me. But if you can get past that and you don't care, go crazy. Godzilla, because technically we said Reptar, so it's only fair to mention Godzilla. If that appeals to you, go crazy. Darude, because Sandstorm. I don't like whoever put this. I don't like anyone that uses it. But, if you want to, technically it makes sense, it's just kind of obnoxious, in my opinion. I don't know if there ever is or will be a Pokemon that Thanos would, physically represent. But I mean, I guess if you just want to, you could find someone to pick it for. Whether or not it fits Tyranitar, I'm not really sure, but if you can find some way to make Thanos fit a Pokemon, go crazy. Cairo, there's another location-based nickname. I'm not annoyed at Cairo. I haven't seen Cairo 1,000 times. Dust Devil, I don't really have an opinion on. It works, but at the same time, I don't know, it feels kind of boring to me, but that's just me. So if you don't care and you like it, use it. Whatever idiot put Basilisk, I don't like you, and I need to know why you're so stupid. And then Deathosaurus sounds like something the Tumblr guy is gonna say. If I see Deathosaurus on Tumblr, I might actually just hang myself mid-recording. Tyra Banks. That has nothing to do with Tyranitar. Who the hell put this? Adam Sandler. Alright, so I saw this on the ranked thing, and I kind of just ignored it because I was like, hey, I don't know what that is. There's no explanation. Now, here's an explanation which tells, you know, how and why. And if you want to do the Japanese name of Godzilla, sure. Okay, we'll acknowledge these two together. What's funny is they're both about robot dinosaurs, which, when you say the word robot dinosaurs out loud, you realize how cool of an idea that actually is. But, I remember Power Rangers. If you want to do Dragonzord, I don't really think it's that great of a name, but cool Power Rangers reference. I think anyone that sees the word Zord is probably going to get it. And then I don't Transformers, but if you do and that appeals to you, there you go. Havoc, there's another throwaway name you could throw onto a bunch of people. They're people now. Pokemon are people. Just like Armageddon below and Wrath previously mentioned. Overkill also kind of works in the same vein as Armageddon, Havoc, and Wrath. If you want to, sure, I guess. I've seen Terminator in the past, and I've told my story about how after the Porygon episode, I decided to use Terminator as a Porygon nickname. If you want to use it for other Pokemon like Tyranitar, you could. It's a fine name. It was on my list of who should I give this to. So if you want to do Tyranitar, there you go. I'm trying to think of other Pokemon, because I know we've seen other Pokemon that had the name Pimp in it. I don't remember, but Pupitar at least made me, like, smile. It's stupid, but it made me smile. Alright, at least now I understand why Tyra Banks was there. I don't understand Adam Sandler still. Okay, we've already talked about Dust Devil. I've seen Tyrant, like, so many fucking times, or people who are like, yeah, because it's a tyrant, and I just don't fucking care. Like, look, guys, it's already part of the name. What good is naming it half of it, or like part of it, or just, I don't know. I don't fucking care. I don't think it's interesting. I'm tired of it. Godzilla, I gotta be real. Looking through this, like, Reptar is not nearly as common as Godzilla, but basically everything I'm reading is just Godzilla and Reptar, or some variation of that. And, like, it's a fine name, but it is the most popular name, without a doubt. I've already said I don't care about Sahara because I've seen it a billion times and I just don't find it interesting. And then Sandy is never going to be a good nickname no matter who you give it to, because that's just a real person's name. Sandra, it's a nickname. Sandra Bullock, hello. Okay, we've looked through everything. I've said my piece already where we already know what the most popular name is. So let's check the spreadsheet, see if we got any other last minute ideas. The answer is no, so that's fine. So apparently Tyranitar is just a completely one-dimensional Pokemon with zero personality, zero diversity. So your ideas are either Godzilla, Reptar, or just fucking give up on life entirely because there's no other options. I mean, there were other things like, you know, Sahara, The Rock, Adam Sandler, but I don't exactly think those are good. So describing it or just referencing another more famous dinosaur, I guess, is the way to go. I'm still not going to get rid of mine because I came up with it myself and I feel clever for that, but just the idea that in retrospect it wasn't that original, I mean, it's a little bit of a disappointment, but it's whatever. So any and all ideas and suggestions you have for Tyranitar, put in the comments below. Give a thumbs up to the ones that you think are good, and let's see what else the internet has to offer Tyranitar.